I'd like to welcome each and every one of you who are here live and who are going to be watching this replay to our day 14 of the 30-day month of more abundance LifeWave challenge. And this has been probably two of the most fabulous weeks I've had in a long time. I am having so much fun with all of you. And Wendy's going like this, and I'm going, yeah, Bhavani as well. And Terese, we're all nodding our head going, this is something very special. Daniel has been this wonderful observer of what's going on in this particular group. And he's quite blown away with the high frequency energy, with our sisterhood and brotherhood, with what we're doing for each other. And so again, thank you. And Terese, our very special guest, again this morning for our Q&A. Last week, it was a half-hour call, supposedly, and I think we went for about an hour. But if you keep asking questions, we will answer them where we can. And I have, Terese, would you love to say hello to everybody too, just before we kind of go into the Q&A section?
Absolutely. Good morning, everyone. For those of you that I had a chance to see yesterday on the leaders meeting, wasn't that a high frequency call? Could you just not feel that energy? In spite of the little glitches with sound and link, I thought this was amazing. And so that's just a little word for those of you that are just not quite at that manager level. You definitely don't want to miss the next one in June. So
yeah, right. I mean, once we advance, the thing that I love about this company and I love about our group is that as we support each other to advance, the more we advance, the more perks we get, the more fun it becomes. So I think that that's a thing, Terese, and you are probably one of the best leaders in the world. And in saying that, that's not just blowing smoke, because by the way, Terese and our team, us, we are the top team in the USA. And that is behind the top 10 in Japan and the top 10 in Taiwan. And I must tell you that the Asian mindset is quite incredible in that they understand a patching system, the light energy. They understand it. They go for it. They take it up and they understand the business. Whereas in America and the Western world, we kind of a bit hooked into a medical system, which is fine for when we need it. However, obviously each and every one of you know now that activating light and energy is the natural way of healing a body that is made of light and energy. So it just makes sense. So let's go. Terese and I are ready. So what is your first question? We'd love to answer them for you. Terese, want to say something else?
I do want to say something, and that is just to clarify couple fun things. And that is, we're the #1 team right now, not just in America, but in North America. That includes Mexico and Canada, and that's in the area of presidential earnings. So there are senior presidentials out there that are earning 5 times what I'm earning. How exciting is that for your future, right? So that's really exciting. And to Sandra's point, speaking of the way our creator intended our body to be healed, right? Through light and energy. Don't miss this Wednesday. I just posted something really in depth on both Facebook groups where the 2 top minds in science, in my opinion, in the world today are coming together. Our LifeWave CEO, David Schmidt, with Dr. Melinda Connor, who was officially recognized as Scientist of the Year in 2021 in the area of energy sciences. And so it's going to be a very special, expanded webinar this Wednesday, 11 a.m., 6 p.m. It will be recorded, and language preferences are there. But just make sure that you block that time out if at all possible, because only if you're there, if they open that up for Q&A at the end, will you be able to ask your questions. And normally I'm not one to promote a lot of LifeWave Connect as far as a first introduction to LifeWave. Normally, I think that before you send them to something LifeWave Connect, you share one of our LifeWave introductions. But in this case, if you have anybody in your connections, in your team, not yet a team member, anybody that, well, let's just say a prospect, I would definitely be sharing Wednesday with them. I would share that link, just copy and paste it, send it to them, and or share them yours. Once you register, share them yours, and then they can just click on that. But I would definitely put more energy and attention onto inviting for this. I mean, think about this. David and Melinda talking about energy medicine, the future of energy medicine, X39 new clinicals, and the future of LifeWave.
Well, I know you're excited, and I must say that I remember being in Las Vegas with the full LifeWave team, and Melinda was speaking, and I was sitting there going, okay, this is real. Like, here were the clinical studies, here's the science behind it. And for those of you, and Chris, I know that you're on here, for those of you who have people and you want to share the science, could not have a better call to try and get people on, or to actually give them the replay. So on that fantastic, exciting note, I mean, how much excitement, more can we have?
Could I just add a quick thing?
Yes.
Because also Melinda Connor is not only a brilliant scientist, but she can also speak a common language. She can really relate the science in a very scientific term, but that anyone can understand. And so I found that so important, because even some people who want to dive deeper into the science cannot wrap their mind around certain jargon on about the science. So I found her absolutely brilliant. So between her and David, it's a really special event,
right? So Bhavani, seeing you're speaking right now, would you like to open up with the first question? Do you have something that you would like to ask, or have I put you on the spot?
I didn't have any special question. If nobody has questions.
Oh, we don't know that yet, but
No,
I tell you what, I put you on the spot. Let's open it up. And then if you have a question, you can come for it later. So let's open this up. Anybody got a question? And if you do, please unmute yourself.
Yeah.
And introduce yourself.
My name is Liliana Gershenovich. The question is that I have, do you have a protocol for helping your eye vision? And thank you, Terese Santos, with the secret triangle. It's really interesting. Because that's why I started using the X39, and I was wondering, where do I need to put it, because I have problems here, I have problems everywhere. So I like, okay, put this here, maybe this will help my eyes. If I put it on the belly button, it helps the other parts too. So the question, do you have a protocol for the eyes specifically?
Terese, I know that you can answer this beautifully because you did the other day. So yes.
I would be happy to. So hello, Liliana, where are you coming from? It's always nice to know where we are in the world.
I'm in Ohio.
In Ohio. I'm a Midwest girl myself. I live in Orange County now, but in California, but I'm a Midwest girl. So eye protocol. Is this for you, Liliana, or just, okay. Do you sleep with a sleep mask?
No.
I would recommend that. Get a sleep mask. And here's why. Not only can that help with a deeper, better quality sleep, and David is a big fan of a sleep mask as well, but I'd like for you to try 2 glutathione patches at night. And you're going to just remove the backings, and outside of the mask, so let's say this piece of paper is the mask. Not on the underside of the mask, so because that would go against your eyelid, and our eyelid skin is really sensitive. But on each eye area of the mask, glutathione, take the back off, put that patch directly on it, each side. And now you're going to slumber. And as you sleep at night, allow that glutathione. Glutathione is in every cell of our body, but it's very, very prevalent in the liver, in the eyes, and in that ear area. So try the glutathione for several months, where every night, at night, and I would say, in addition to glutathione, bring carnosine into play and have carnosine on that CV17, which is the conception vessel, or just anywhere in that sternum breast area. But CV, it's an acupoint, meridian point, CV17, conception vessel. Think about even what that suggests, right? So, and we know that eyes, they are an organ. And we know that within 30 days of wearing carnosine every night or every day, you can wear it day or night, carnosine, but I wear carnosine personally at night. And as long as you're getting your carnosine, so whatever works for you, Liliana. Some people, because carnosine is very activating for brain health and cognition. So a little heads up, if after a couple nights of using the carnosine patch at night, so let's try at night, glutathione on your eye patch, 2 glutathione patch, and then carnosine on that C7, for whatever reason, heads up. If the carnosine somehow would possibly interfere with your sleep because it's activating cognition, then just start using it during the day. But if you have no issues wearing carnosine, like I have 0 issues wearing carnosine at night, it actually gives me better rest. So that's what I would say. So, and then at 39, never go a day without that. And you can change it up. You can put X39 behind the neck or below the belly button, okay?
Also, I must admit this, that I've worn my 2 glutathione here and here, and I haven't worn a mask, so right beside the eye as well, and that works really well. And just as a heads up as far as other modalities goes, because I know that David loves to talk about other modalities. He talks about us being holistic beings.
Right.
But I've just started using special colloidal silver in my eyes to actually help the patches, to help me get rid of the cataracts instead of having surgery. So I'll keep you posted about that as to what's going on. But there is a colloidal silver that you can use very sparingly in the eyes. So
Okay.
I'll let you know. Patricia Pape put a question in. She said,
So Liliana was out.
oh, Liliana, yeah, sorry.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Thank you, Liliana. Thank you. Thank you for being here, sweetheart. Patricia, do you want to unmute yourself?
Sure. Hi, good morning.
Good morning, sweetheart.
I run I hate to say weight loss, because what we lose, we might find again, a weight shedding hypnosis program over Zoom. And I think that the SP6 patch would be of tremendous value as an extra opt-in for people during this program, to manage the sugar cravings, to keep hormones in balance and things like that. So without trying to do a big upsell with somebody, I think it's a great way to be able to start using or introducing patch technology to people within the program. So my question is kind of more technical in nature. And is there a way that I can include a link directly for my customer who is buying my program? It's like, if they want to opt in with the SP6 patch, can I include a link that will bring them right to the shopping cart with an SP6 loaded into it? Or do they need to go in through my website and enter their country and kind of navigate through that way?
They have to do everything right, Terese.
Well,
Unless,
No,
I mean,
not necessarily.
retail, I suppose.
Not necessarily. I've helped a lot of my personal enrollments who have their own website. So I'm hearing you, Patricia, you have a website, just like I have a website. So jot this down. You're welcome to go to my website just to check it out. It's called beautyforthesoul.me, and I have an option that says products I love. Do you remember when I sat with you and going, you know, don't just make it LifeWave, just say products I love, even though it's all LifeWave. And so that's one option. You can add products under that beautiful, that beautiful friendly title, products I love. And whether it just happens to be SB6 energy or whatever it is, whatever it is that you are, wanting to, integrate in, you can certainly do that. And how you would do that, Patricia, is ask your web person, maybe that's you, is that when you go to your personal website, your LifeWave website with your, lifewave.com / your user, your username, your personal URL, go to that page that features SB6. So from your website, go to that SB6 patch page. Once on that sales page, now you can click and copy that link.
Okay.
And that link can be inserted to a checkout page. For example, this is going to be really interesting, is that because this works for all sorts of different types of professionals that want to integrate this. I have this incredible, she's a newer team member. She's a psychic medium. And Sandra, she's just coming back, so I'll share that information. But anyway, she has a website, and she goes ahead and she has an online checkout. Let's say it's $300 for a session with her, and that's always what it is, $300 for a session. And then I just work with her to make a VIP or an upgraded session, which includes, right? Which includes her session with the Eon patch, which is that broad spectrum anti-inflammatory.
Yeah.
And so they go ahead and they have two options at that point of checkout: the $300 session, or for $400, they get the Eon patch. No, I think we made that $450. That covers that. We made it $499, by the way. We made it $499, covers that Eon, a personal, the booklet, because you're going to ship it to her, right? You're going to ship it. Well, let me rephrase that, because she's shipping it.
Okay. So I would order it myself, or that would trigger an order shipped to me, and then I would ship it out to the customer.
Well, you know what? I realized that I just confused you. And so there are two options.
It's easily done.
No, that's my fault. You can either include the link from that sales page for SB6 and just call that the upgraded, and they can click it. And that can be two separate transactions, right?
Okay.
One for you and then one. And if they go and they order SB6, they're paying the $79.95 plus shipping. And that's a transaction directly from the company with them. And that will get direct shipped to them. So that's one way.
Okay.
The other way Sarah decided to do it is that because after her sessions, because of what she does, when she goes into, when she's getting messages, she's writing.
Sure.
And so part of what she was doing anyway was physically mailing, what was manifesting, what was coming up. And so then it was an easy way for her to send a lovely little post-session package that was whatever was showing up, along with a set of the anti-grief. For mediums, it was very often the stress and the grief, and just a little note. And that we made $4.99, and oh my gosh. So she chose to actually order at wholesale, because we always get better pricing when we go into our back office, Patricia, order from the store. Whenever we order 3 or more patches of the regular, we get the best price.
Right.
And so you can ship, you could order 5, 10 at a time. And if you're seeing clients in person, transactions, cash and carry, $100 all day long out the door. So does that make sense to you?
Yeah, it absolutely does. And I would ask your opinion also on any other, even though I am calling this a weight loss or weight shedding program, it's really all about self-love. And the shedding the weight is just a beautiful byproduct of enhancing self-love. And is there another product in the lineup that you might recommend?
I would, and I believe you want to speak to that, my love?
Well, I'm just going to say that whilst you were talking, Terese, my mind was going, SP6 alone, you really need to make this at least a tri-pack. And I would add energy, because you realize that when you're wearing energy, you're burning 300 calories a day. Now that's not a lot, but for people who want to lose weight, SP6 and energy are brilliant. I would then add for that triangle either Eon or X39, and I would actually say X39, because X39 does help with all of this balancing act. It helps with emotional trauma, everything you can think of. And so I would do like we've done the sacred triangle. I would do the weight, the weight balancing triangle, something like that, right? And actually have the 3 of them. And I would say to you, don't be afraid of coming across like you're trying to sign people up. People appreciate the fact that you're going to offer them a way to get this weight shedding, this weight balancing triangle at wholesale. And so they can buy it retail from you or wherever, but if you give them how to go in and join so that they can do this and wear it month after month, then not only are you going to benefit, but they are going to benefit too. And then that takes the onus off you needing to ship or doing anything like that. You needing to put sales tax on, which then you've got to do with the government tax stuff. And I've come to a different mindset, Terese, recently.
Clearly, I love it.
Yeah, and my mindset really is everybody needs to just join the company, whether they're using it month in, month out for themselves, because the most important thing to know is that when these people start seeing results from the combination of your wisdom and your work and this patch system that you're going to give them, and because then eventually you're going to talk to them about the other patches that will help with that as well. This will be your first package, right? And then they're going to actually start sharing it themselves. So give them the option to be a part of the company and a part of this group and a part of a support system. By the way, when I was doing that, I just saw this triangle of the X39, the SP6
and the energy,
but then I saw another triangle underneath. So we've got the triangle that you've got your balancing act, then you've got another balancing act which will bring in the glutathione, carnosine and Eon. And quite frankly, when you've got people who are needing self-love, you've got people whose immune systems are compromised because they're stressing and low frequency, by the time you add carnosine and Eon and glutathione, you've got this beautiful thing happening. I mean, I've got the image in front of my face and it's really fabulous. So, I mean, I would consider absolutely telling everybody what an incredible opportunity is for them to be able to join this company, community, love and support.
That's absolutely incredible, because the image that you just gave me is the one that I set up long ago when I started meditating, to have it be the kind of gateway to know that I was receiving correct information from higher realms as opposed to lower level energy. So that triangle within the triangle reverse kind of thing is fabulous. And if I could ask for part 2, I have a friend who is a manager for the Jacksonville Axemen, which is an international rugby team. And I just got the email this morning about corporate sponsorship, looking for, and if we could talk a little bit about that. I Facebooked him and I said, oh, Glenn, I'm so excited. I'm with this company that offers this fabulous patch. And he wrote back to me and said, oh, well, we have an application process and it requires $500 plus free product. And I said, interesting, because we have a form to fill out too. And so I want to get past that form jockeying. And if you have any advice on that, that would be terrific.
Well, I just posted that in both Facebook groups, right? This is an official, David's been working on this for a while. And so without spending too much time here, you can go to
Sure.
Facebook, and I took the company email and I made it a little bit more reader friendly and very easy to understand. But there is, and I even made sure to put a couple little arrows as to what to pay attention to. So it is a new company program. It is designed for professional athletes only. If they are accepted by the company, they will get free patches. Okay.
And is this individual athletes or a team?
Well,
I wonder.
Yeah, it's for individuals at the moment.
Okay.
It's for individuals, but yeah, it's for individuals because, and then I just want to stay on point with this, is that I put the link for the form, and the key thing is, and again, I preface that in the group, and that is, on the top of the form, it does say member name. That would be you or I or whoever, any one of you, and member ID number. So that's your name and your LifeWave distributor number. Okay, so make sure that is communicated. So you can share the link, share the information. They can open it up. They can complete it. It's not very, there's a couple little components they have to provide and include when they get this back to LifeWave, but make sure you are very certain that no form goes to LifeWave from someone that you are sharing this opportunity with without your name and your ID number. Okay.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Thank you, Patricia. We need to move on because we're almost at the half-hour mark. So thank you for all of that. Who has a question? Thank you, darling.
Welcome.
Anyone else with any questions?
Wendy had her hand up.
Yeah, I do. I have a question. I was just talking to one of my distributors right before this call, and she had a question about both her and her husband. She said that she's been using X39, Eon, and glutathione, and she was noticing that her energy was a lot more. She's been kind of sick, and so she was asking if she needed to continue with the X39, which I said yes. I think she was worried about cost, but then she was also talking about her husband who's been using the energy enhancer, and I asked her where, and she said on the spot by his ankles. And he hadn't noticed any energy from that spot. And she was wondering what other patches she could combine and maybe different spots to get him more energy. That was her question.
Got it. Patricia, ask her if she knows where her energy booklet is, her little patch protocol booklet, because there are 5 different, acupoints that have been clinically tested. And we all know, especially on this call, that everybody's energy, we're all gonna have our own sweet spot when it comes to energy. And so for some people, if they're not noticing, especially with a combination of S39 and energy patches, they need to change that location after 3-4 days. If they're not noticing anything, and so for Lun 1 is a very powerful spot for energy, or take it to the bottom of the feet on that kidney 1 point.
I love the kidney 1 point, Terese. Yeah, the bottom of the feet really is brilliant. If he's only using energy on his own, I would suggest, and I understand budgetary problems, but I would suggest he starts wearing the X39 as well.
With the energy and
Totally.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Try the psychology. Try this, because if anybody thinks something doesn't work, we already know that X39 doesn't always give that immediate awareness of that something's happening. We know it's always working from patch 1. But if somebody is using, let's say, the energy patches or the silent night or whatever that patch is, even X39, have them try a little experiment. No patches for 3 days. And see if they notice a difference in their energy or their body or the fatigue, because boy, just having those patches on, it prevents a lot of energetic, what we call energy leaks.
Okay,
And
thank
Wendy
you so
can
much,
really
Wendy.
share her experience about that, running out of Eon patches.
Right.
I
You
have
know
to
how
agree.
good something is when we don't have it. Yeah.
By the way, Daniel was panicking this morning because we've run out of carnosine, and he's going, "Oh no!" because the carnosine in X39 for the memory and the brain is just so important. I just love the fact that we're going, "Oh no, where's my patches?" Any other questions, Wendy? Thank you so much for that, Liliana.
One more question, if I may.
Yes.
If you have injury, I managed to injure my under knee, and do you put X39 exactly on the spot? I don't need I put a Band-Aid and then I put the X39 next to it, but I just want to know the protocol. I was get excited the other day and my table fell on me, so.
Open wound? Is it an
That's what you
open
get,
wound?
Liliana, if you're dancing on the table.
Yes, it's underneath my knee.
Is it open?
Yes, I burst the vein.
Okay.
And
Yeah, put your Band-Aid on, and then you can put the X, there's a really powerful healing thing, because you can use your Eon in the back of the neck. Excuse me, put the X39 in the back of the neck, keep your X39 in the back of the neck, and then put the Eon right over the Band-Aid.
Yeah, perfect.
okay.
Eon patch right on top of the Band-Aid. X39 back of the neck, because it works systemically in the brain, and then Eon right on the Band-Aid. So that will help with some inflammation, pain, and some wound repair.
Thank you.
Thank you, Liliana. I've got some questions that have come in, and one of them was about becoming a manager and the point system. So I just need everyone to get very clear about this, that when you're not a manager and you're just sharing them and you're wearing them, you only really need to stay active in the company and to retain your points. You only need to buy one sleeve per week, which is like 55 points, right, Terese?
Yeah, it's one regular patch or one X39, one regular patch or one X39 every 31 days.
Right. So, however, when you're a manager, you actually have to be bringing in 110 points per month. So to retain being a manager, you need to have your 2 people active at silver on either leg. You need to be actually purchasing 110 points worth, which is 2 patches per month. And
no, it's not.
No, what is it?
Because it's either one regular patch and one X39, because when you order 2 patches, your PV.
Below. That's right. Below. That's right.
That's why it's always smarter. Either get 1 patch if that's all you need for 55, or 3 or more. Get 3 patches, because you're actually paying, you're paying a better price, and now you've got your proper PV.
Point. Yeah. So just so that you know, I want to give you all of the tips that we're all learning. What I do is I now just do which is the most inexpensive way, and Terese taught me this, was that I take advantage of the 6-month pack, which is 117 points per month. And that way I know I'm always active and I've got the right amount of points coming in. And I don't even have to think about ordering for 6 months. Plus it's only like, I think $600 and something or $700, which means I'm getting a really great price. I've taken it, it's like an auto ship for the 6 months. It's such a fantastic idea. Just make sure that you have the right amount of points to remain a manager, and that you have to be gold, 2 left, 2 right, And then in order to become director, I don't think you need to buy any more than that. Is that correct, Terese? Once
No,
you
it doesn't matter what level. Once you get that, I mean, that's pretty generous as far as
Right.
LifeWave goes.
Right.
Is that at that manager level, all the way to the top, senior presidential, it's 110 PV. And what does PV mean? Personal volume. And you can get personal volume two ways. By you going into your back office and ordering. I do recommend a maintenance pack. This Monday, we're going to be doing a team power hour, and Kathy and I are going to be showing people, because there are really some huge advantages. There's big differences between an auto ship and a maintenance pack. Big favorable differences. Like you save money, you get all the product up front, you pay shipping once, you know, and we're going to go into that on Monday. But there's two ways that anybody can accumulate personal volume within 31 days. Your own orders, whether they're already set, which I highly recommend. I've seen too many people cry because they forgot to place an order. And I've seen somebody in my own team twice lose over 1 million points.
Oh.
Do the math. At 15%, because what, you know, that's really what our binary cycle, if you do the math, you know, it's always 15% of the lesser leg. That's what, you know, we're actually, and then based on your rank is how much you get to actually cash out. So let's say, you know, you're a manager and you're able to cash out up to 1,500. That's why you want to, you know, take a little time to learn a little bit more about the higher the rank, the more opportunity for you to cash more out. At manager, if you're not a manager, it's only, you can, no matter how much is there, you can only pull out $100. Managers, and it's all about volume on both legs. As you're bringing people in that are bringing in people that are bringing in people, it's all about volume. And as a manager, the more points you have in each leg, you can cash out and earn up to 1,500. Directors, 2,500. Executives, 7,500. Presidentials, 12,500 a week. Thank you very much. Do the math, right? That's $50,000 extra a month, and that's just cycle. And that is what I just brought in the last 2 months. Plus, I spent my first year, and you know my method. Yeah. And you know, my big belief is that I am where I am today because the first year I went about building and bringing in personal team members. And some of those personal team members, they're just shining now, hence Sandra. And, you know, and so, but you love people where they're at. Let that, because here's what I know. Other people's jobs let them down. Life shows up and all of a sudden something changes and their heart is opened. All of a sudden they're like, and because we didn't burn any bridges, you know, that door is always open. So all I'm trying to say is that the most important thing, if I could impart anything, is take a few minutes, and every time you look at the back office or watch one of those compensation videos or look at that little chart, there's one-page chart that shows you 15, 25, you know, what you can earn. And all of a sudden there comes this click and going, oh, I totally get it. And as you're making money, you start to get it. It connects as you're seeing this money come in, and then you click in your back office and go, oh, that's how that showed up. That's why I got that. So remember, there's 4 ways to earn, but it's all about the points. And if I break this down, on your left leg, you bring in some people that bring in people that bring in people, and you're adding people. On the right leg, you're bringing in people that are adding people. And this is a business of volume. And at the end of the day, which in our time is Sunday at 9 p.m. Pacific, the system is going to look at the left leg and the right leg. And all it cares about is points. In this industry, the leg that has the fewer points for that week is called the pay leg. And as long as the opposite leg has twice as many points. So if your left leg has 2,000 points, how many points must your opposite leg have?
1,000.
4,000. What if you had 50,000 points on one leg? How much does the other leg have to have?
100.
5 million points. Because there's people that have 50 million points out there. Because, let's think Japanese, Asian market, right? And so the other leg would have to have twice as much. And in simple math, if you look at your legs and you just kind of go, oh, does it have twice as many? And if a leg has whatever that leg that has fewer points, then the math is, we know about every cycle is $50, but for simple math, just do the math. It's 15%. I wish he would just say that.
That's exciting.
15%, right?
By the way, just so that you guys know and you can have some fun with this, I filled out my LifeWave Check, and we've got a LifeWave Check in there for you in the Patch Me Up Babe group. Go in and click on it. It's a PDF. Print it up. Yes, there you go, Bhavani. Wasn't that fun? Wasn't it fun? This is like Manifestation Babe, right? In the Patch Me Up Babe group, and put in the amount that you want to earn per month. And I put in 15,000. Now I put it in knowing that I wasn't going to do that now, but I put it in knowing that that is what I'm manifesting. That's coming to me from everywhere. And so that's the amount that I thought, yeah, this is going to be great. I'm up to about 5,000 or 6,000 a month at the moment. So it's not a big leap. I mean, obviously, if I put 50,000 a month in there, that would be too big a leap for my mind to even go there.
And it won't do it.
And it won't do it.
It won't do it,
yeah,
right?
So
it has to be a number that, yes, it's a stretch. Yes, it's going to take some hustle. But it also needs to be a number that in your quiet spot, that sacred space in your thoughts, you know that you could do it.
Exactly. So have fun with your LifeWave Check. We're also getting one into the Activate Abundance Check that is just for normal. I'm printing my Activate Abundance Check up today, so I'm going to have 2 of them. Hey, this is the month of more, remember? And by the way, for those of you who are looking at the chat, please read what Bhavani wrote in there, Marie-Helene, because she's put some fabulous info in there, which was echoing Terese. And I think that's it for the morning, unless anybody has a burning question.
I have a very tricky question. So we had this issue that somebody in our downline canceled Autoship, then bought like 60 points, so too little points.
Right.
And suddenly, yeah, everything showed falling down on Sunday when we looked, yeah, I suddenly, yeah, lost my manager. But they were able to fix it on Monday, and then, yeah, everything shifted back and everything was okay. So does that mean that what we see on Sunday is kind of a warning and we have another week to fix it?
No. It means that you were giving grace and that manager was giving grace. Okay. So that's why that is our responsibility, everyone. And that is really the most important role we have as leaders, and even with our own personal business, is to know our business. You know how we always say, somebody else, mind our own business. Well, this case, it really is literal. Mind your own business. So many people, Chris, don't go into their back office and look at just the dashboard. And on that dashboard, on the right-hand side, you'll see the circle, right? That circle, which shows our own personal rank advancement. But on that right side is real-time qualifications. That is a very important thing for us to be tracking. It's where it shows us our green check mark you know, as long as we're active with green check mark is we are active within 31 days. Yellow caution, we need to place an order by the end of that pay cycle, which is 7 days. So if that shows up on a Tuesday, that person has until this coming Sunday. Are you with me? So that pay cycle, our pay cycles are Sunday 9 p.m. to Sunday 9 p.m. Pacific. How we end a Sunday at 9 p.m. We end at one rank. The next morning, because we get paid weekly, we have weekly cycles, we need to go back in on Monday and look how we're starting on Monday morning. And that's what happened with Wendy. She was starting, so she ended, as we know, everything was okay. She just woke up Monday morning, and now it was important for her to go in and, because every 31 days, things are changing. All volume goes away after the previous 31 days. So we're on a 31-day cycle. And so people may not be active on your team. People may need to place an order. So a good rule of thumb is make sure you know how you're ending on Sunday, the end of the pay cycle, and know what's going on at the start of the new day, the new pay week on Monday. And because there was enough time there, so she ended Sunday as that paid senior director. But on Monday, you went in and we noticed that, oh my gosh, she needs to place an order. That's where auto ship and maintenance pack take care of everything. You know, it's like active status, rank advance, everything's guaranteed at that level. Yeah.
I think this has been a really important time for all of us. I actually went in on the Sunday and saw that I had gone from executive director to director. I'm going, how could that possibly happen?
Right.
And then I realized that 2 people under me had just had some challenges. And then we started conversing with each other. And that's what our job is. Terese, you just said that so perfectly. Thank you. And you know what, as a leader, we're starting to understand that when we can talk collaboration and support, but we actually have to do it. And Chris, I know that when I started texting you and everything that we were and Marie-Helene, I mean, the moment we spoke to each other, we were all onto it. We fixed the problems and it was easy rather than just leaving it and not knowing what's going on. So
yeah,
good.
And actually, I want to,
for a question?
No disrespect, but it's not a problem. It's this business.
Yeah, that's right.
Active status. That's a requirement in order for a company to pay out. So it's not really a problem if someone goes inactive. Just means they better get active or they're going to lose all that volume. And better yet, let's just take the offense, the offense, and make sure everybody understands the value of, staying active.
But what I was happy about was we were able to fix it, because at that point on Sunday, it looked like, oh boy, we're all dropping down.
Well, and that's the thing about having relationship collateral and a company that, a company that is compassionate.
Yeah, and by the way, that relationship collateral was through Terese. Without Terese, that wouldn't have happened. It would have just been having to start from scratch again. So again, on behalf of everybody, thank you for the relationship collateral that you have within this company. And I know that you cannot fix everything. It's up to us to make sure that we really stay on track. But when you are able to step in, we thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. And let's just, watching numbers, what if we all had this idea that it's fun?
It's lots of fun.
It's a lot of fun. Let's gamify it.
Yeah.
Say that with me. I'm going to gamify my business.
Very good.
Right?
All right, everybody. This is just a fantastic.
That's what I'm doing. I'm going to be heading home. I am home. I'm going to be heading out. I'm going to get a little bit of a fancier dress on. And guess who I'm picking up to take out to a very special celebration lunch for her executive director status.
Okay, it's me.
I'll see you in
we'll be thinking about all of you, and we'll have another Q&A on Friday. So if you've got people who are asking you questions during the week, put them in the Facebook group. If you've got others, we will do our best to answer them. Thank you so much, everybody. Please share it with everyone. Love you all. God
See you
bless.
on Monday night. Bye. See you soon, Sandra.
Bye. Will.